Hello, beautiful souls. I'm here today to do a light language activation around water, and I'm going to share with you some incredible pictures that someone posted on Telegram of a river in China. I don't think these photos look modified, although they are stunningly incredible, that is showing formations in the water of water crystals that are similar to Dr. Emoto's work way back in the early 2000s when he found a way to take pictures of water molecules. So I'm not very good at editing, so I'm going to start with this little preamble, and then I'm going to share with you these images, and then we will drop into doing a light language activation for water that we can use visualizing the water in our bodies. As you know, we are mostly water, and water that you drink, you can play the activation to the water that you drink, and you can just envision the water everywhere in the world looking as incredible as these beautiful images. So here we go. I'll share them with you now, and then we will get into the light language activation. Okay, take a look at these beautiful images. There's 5 images in total, and these are just stunningly beautiful. And what they show me is the potential of what we're moving into, the beauty of the world that we're moving into. To see images like these on a river is stunningly gorgeous, and I invite us to imagine a world where we see this beauty all the time, and also imagine what the water is expressing to us. These are just so incredible, and like I said, some people may think, they've been created and are not natural. I really can't verify. The original source of the images wasn't posted on the Telegram channel where I found these, so I can't follow up. But to me, they are just incredible. And it just warms my heart, the potential of what these are showing us and the intricacies of the water. And recently, someone had sent me another video, because people know I've worked with water for years, that showed a woman putting photographs by water, and this woman had a way to capture pictures of the water as it was freezing. And it was incredible that the water was almost like duplicating the photograph. There was a cat, and you could see the 2 eyes and the nose and the shape of the body. And there was a cabin, and you could see like the walls of the cabin, the roof, the posts. Truly incredible. So to me, this is the beginning of the magic of the world that we're moving into, and also making it hard to ignore the incredible properties of water. And doesn't it just make sense that so much of the world is water, so much of ourselves are water, that water would hold this intelligence to manifest form, basically. And perhaps these beautiful symbols are a reflection of how our thinking as humanity is changing. So I'll pause here and come back so that we can begin the light language activation. Okay, let's begin this light language activation to enhance the water in our bodies to hold beautiful form and structure like we just saw of those pictures, and also for any water that we drink to also be forming a beautiful, healthy structure that is going to enhance our physical health. And also, I always ask that as it passes back to the earth, that it also holds that form and offers that beautiful healing structure to the earth as well. And I invite you, as always, to, if you feel like sounding and toning through this activation, please do add your voice. It's going to be very powerful for your own health, that it's connecting with your frequency. And anything that wants to come through you, just let it flow. It might feel silly in the beginning, but it really is the way that you just begin allowing these sounds that hold a higher wisdom to move through you. So just getting centered within yourselves, really being fully present right here with our own bodies, and just imagining that you're connecting with the water within your body as you listen and allow the frequency of this sound to move through you. Askiana kia siana hishakwa tikiashkana hatikehe. Asikwata shikaya ko kanikana tikiashkani hatakihiaskanaha. Makte ko shiakwa tikiashkani hiaktaka masiakta kashna tikiaska. Miaska atwa ishkanaya totik taka atwatni. Maksiashkana hatakehe aso tikiashka hatakawa. What's happening in this stage is, when I work, they always meet us where we're at and do any work that needs to happen there to open up and allow things to shift and change. So it's really just meeting our body frequency where it is, and in a sense just allowing some expansion, so anything that is ready to shift and change is able to do that, basically. So we're preparing the way for this new light language activation to settle in frequency-wise. Washikwa ashkani hatakehe, hosiktaka ashkaniha. Makalawa shikataki iskana hashkiatawa e ishkanaya tiktataki I. Hasikwa ishkana takiashkana he takawa ishkana. So now I see them working with our brains, and they're inviting me to share this story that I listened to a video one time of Nassim Haramein, and he was sharing a story about a man who had a brain injury, and they actually had to do surgery and go into his brain. And this person was a normal functioning person all their life. They were an adult. And when they went into the brain, they found that, I think it was 3/4 of the brain, I may not have that number correctly, was liquid. His brain was full of water. And what they realized from this was that the water was holding the intelligence, allowing him to function as a normal person. No one knew that there was anything different about his brain until he had this accident and they had to go in. So basically, I think they're showing me that and wanting me to share that story so that we do know the power of water and the intelligence that water can hold. And when we think of water being a conductor for electricity, perhaps instead of neural pathways, the frequencies were moving through water and giving this person everything they needed to function properly. So for some reason that came up for us to hold that awareness as we're holding this space for adding this new frequency of very high, beautiful imagery of the water of our bodies. Yana shiatki sanoishkanayana makshikwa ashkani hatakehisa. Hisa takia shiktia skanaha. Maksay takoshi akwa tikiashkani hatake aksiashkana hataka atmatni. Mati kashaktaka iskana hatakawa. Maksay takoshi akwa take ishkanayati. Makshi akai ato asatakashkaniya. Mashia taki asakwa ishkanahataki I. Maksay takosha kakwa naskanaha. Maksi takashkanaha. So now they're showing me like the water is being exposed to an internal sun. And so the water is picking up the wisdom and the intelligence of that sun. And then they're showing it to me in every cell. They're showing me that the water in the cells knows what that cell is supposed to be, knows that an arm muscle is supposed to be an arm muscle and a hip bone is supposed to be a hip bone. That the water in the cells hold this knowing of what that cell is to be, and that's part of the intelligence of our bodies. So I'll just continue. Makshikwa e shikta kahaskani hashkanaha. Maksai ako take shakwa tiaskani sha tikisa tikishkana. Makshay tako asikwa ashkanihi. Maksi tako sha ikna askanahe. Makso takashi akwa. Isaktake shitaka. Wasiashkani hatake mataki hishkanahai. Huashki atawa iskanahashkanaha. Makte tako shiakwa. Hakikana shikai. Atiktahash kiaska take shiakwana. So now they're showing me this like a potential for the future. They're showing me regeneration. And we know that salamanders and some animals on the earth can regenerate their tail if it gets cut off. And so we know it's possible biologically. And what they're showing me is this is possible within the human body as well. But that knowing has been suppressed and kept from us, and therefore we haven't believed it, so we don't create it. And so what they were just doing right now with this light language is awakening that awareness that our bodies can regenerate. And so they're lifting us up to a higher level of health, and they're lifting us up to a higher level of being and returning to the great potential that we have as humans. I'm just reporting what I see as this goes along. I always find it so exciting when I work with light language because it very much is moving into the higher potential of who we are and leaving all of the past behind, meeting us there in the beginning to clear that away and make space for the new. And here is the new that's coming forward right now. So I'm feeling to just close this up now, and I invite you to listen often, but we'll just close it up and then I'll comment. So first they just want the energy to run a little bit, so just sit and allow this energy to run through you that has just been influenced by this light language activation. I'm feeling like every cell is dancing, moving, just feeling the frequency in my whole body. A lot in my chest and arms and shoulders. So what they were just showing me at the end was actually, so we open up, and then it's important to kind of close the space a bit, because they showed us moving out into the world from that completely open state could be too challenging, could be too fast, could be that we're not meeting the same frequency outside as we go out into the world, which could make it challenging. And so it's like the ebb and flow of the tide. It expands and it contracts. And they really showed that it's important that we can give ourselves moments like listening to this video and allow that expansion. And then for now, at least, it's important to then bring it back in again. So just bring that back in closer to ourselves as we go about our day and move about in the world, so that it doesn't create difficulty for us to be that fully open in frequency and energy, because there's so much out there, as we know. Really, it's obviously an invitation of what we're moving into, just like those images from the river that are so beautiful. I believe it's obviously already here, and it's what we'll be moving into more and more. And so it's just that rhythm of the water as we begin. We don't want to be going down the rapids right away. It could just be too much, too dangerous. So thank you all for being present. Please do subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. It really helps me get this channel out there again. And I'm really feeling called in this time. It's like a time of rebirth for me. My birthday is only 3 days away, and 2023 feels like a real time of coming back and being born into this work again in a much deeper and different level. And it would be really supportive for me, all the support that you can give by liking, commenting, and subscribing, to get this beautiful work out into the world even more. Thank you so much for being present. Sending so much love to you all.